This just in, breaking news. The FAA is reducing air traffic by 10% in 40 high volume markets across America. This is just another example of how this administration is working every day tirelessly to make America great again, better than it was before. Remember when we had 10% higher air traffic in 40 markets across the nation? Well, now it's going to be 40. I want to say 40% less. It's going to be 10% less, 10% less traffic across the nation in 40 high volume markets. The Federal Aviation Administration announced Wednesday, today, that it will reduce air traffic by 10% across 40 high volume markets, beginning Friday morning to maintain safety during the ongoing government shutdown. Okay, look, I give them credit for cutting back to maintain safety because obviously air traffic controllers are stressed out. So, look, I'm not going to say they're not doing the right thing, they're doing the right thing. The problem is they didn't need to be doing this. If this president would negotiate and do the right thing and if he was able to lead the Congress, as he always excoriated Obama for not being able to do, when there was a government shutdown in 2013, he blamed Obama. Obama had the Senate, but the House was controlled by Republicans. And the House, as usual, shut the government down. The Republicans shut the government down in 2013, and the Republicans, including Trump, immediately started blaming Obama. They said, look, the buck stops with the president. The president is the leader. If he can't lead, get out of the way. That's what they said. They told Newt Gingrich when he came into power in the 1990s as Speaker of the House, when the Republicans swept in and had the majority for the first time in something like 40 years. They told Newt, they said, look, good job on winning all these elections, but now you got to govern. Now you got to keep the people happy. Yesterday's elections across the country, in a clean sweep for Democrats and for freedom and democracy, show that the people aren't happy. The opinion polls have been right. His poll numbers are tanking, and it showed up in the election results yesterday. Now we have to suffer. Millions of people will now suffer with this 10% cutback in air traffic. That means 10% of the flights will be canceled. The flight you're on will be more crowded, or you may not get a flight at all, or there'll be greater delays in 40 of the largest markets across the country. It goes on to say the agency is confronting staffing shortages caused by air traffic controllers who are working unpaid, with some calling out of work during the shutdown, resulting in delays across the country. Look, some of these guys got to take other jobs. They got bills to pay. It's been more than a month. How many landlords, how many mortgage companies, how many banks are going to let you go this long without paying your rent or your mortgage and leave you alone about it? Oh, 40 days? Oh, no problem. Take your time. It's not going to happen. Let's see. FAA Administrator Brian Bedford said the agency is not going to wait for a problem to act. That's good. That's a good thing that they're acting in the name of safety. Surprising, but they're actually doing something competent here in light of the situation that they have gotten us into. He said the shutdown is causing staffing pressures and we can't ignore it. Okay, I give him credit. Bedford and Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said they will meet later Wednesday with airline leaders to figure out how to safely implement the reduction. All right, well, I think that should have been a plan that they already had in the files. You have plans for all these contingencies and emergencies. I hope they had something on that. Maybe some of the people, maybe some of the thousands of people they fired would have known where those plans are. Maybe they shouldn't have fired them. Anyway, this is one that's going to have a deleterious effect on a lot of people, on a lot of business. You can't cut back air traffic in this country by 10% in the 40 largest markets without having some blowback. And, it's going to hurt business as well. So, just another thing we can pin on this administration that makes it a big disaster. Just another piece of evidence of the disaster this administration has been. I advise the president to get on the ball and lead. You control the White House, the House of Representatives, and the Senate. Your party controls all three, and you can't get the ball moving. We have now surpassed the longest government shutdown period in history, which was your government shutdown in your first administration, in your first term. That shutdown broke all records. Now, this one has broken your own record. We're going 37, 38 days now, and it's on you. It's on you because you control everything. Not only does your party control these branches, but you control everyone in the party. They do whatever you say. You tell them to make a deal, they make a deal, it's done. Bring out your health care plan. Stop stalling. Stop telling us you're not going to give in. We know why you're not going to give in because you can't, because your base demands that you overturn Obamacare. But the voters at large demand that you replace it with something better, and you have no plan at all. Your concept of a plan that you promised Kamala that you had during the campaign, you don't have it. You've never, you guys have had 15 years to come up with a plan, and you haven't come up with a plan. Obama came up with a plan. It may not have been great, it may not have been perfect, it may have problems, but he had a plan. He's a man. You're not. You don't even have a plan. So stop blaming everybody else. Come clean, do your job. Show us you really got what it takes to make America great again. All I see is it getting worse and worse and worse. All right. That's it. I had to get that off my chest. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you soon.